I think it's about time we start to talk about the opposition and exactly what we should be looking forward to with this Philadelphia Eagles team of the 2022 season. And I just wanted to go through some of the games on the schedule with you, Z, and just figure out, how are you gauging these games? Are they wins? Are they losses for you?
Yeah, the
what's your
chat room might hate me after this segment.
Oh man, here we go. Here we go. This is
Look,
what they've been waiting for.
I'm nervous about this start of the season.
Welcome back to Birds 365. He's Zander Krause, and I am your guy, Tone DeShields II. We're filling in for the legends, John McMullen and Jody McDonald. Those guys are taking care of business down at training camp. John's covering the team, and Jody Mack is handling his business with WIP. But, I was talking to Zander behind the scenes, and I know we talked about the wide receivers, the quarterback, but, I think it's about time we start to talk about the opposition and exactly what we should be looking forward to with this Philadelphia Eagles team of the 2022 season. And I just wanted to go through some of the games on the schedule with you, Z, and just figure out, how are you gauging these games? Are they wins? Are they losses for you?
The chat room might hate me after this segment.
Oh man, here we go. Here we go. This is
Look,
what they've been waiting for.
I'm nervous about this start of the season.
Oh man, so let's do it like this, right? Because I've already done my wins and losses. I already had my prediction, but let's go through each week, and I want to just gauge where you are with this. All right, so week 1, Detroit, where are you with that opponent?
I think they're being slept on.
Agreed.
I think everyone's acting like the 2022 Lions or the 2021 Lions or even the 2020 Lions. I think they're a good team. I think the Eagles win that game. I think they should win that game. I have concerns that they might come out a little bit flat. But I think I don't know. I think it's a repeat of last year's week 1 in Atlanta where great game plan from Nick Sirianni, great execution from Jalen Hurts and the team, and they beat that opponent pretty handily. I don't think Detroit can. If they put it this way. If they beat us week 1, Tone, it might be a long season. And I hope to God not. But I think the Eagles handle business pretty easily there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think Detroit is being slept on tremendously.
Yeah, I really like Dan Campbell, man.
Yeah, I like their wide receiver room. I like their running back core. They have a pretty good offensive line too. So. I'm really curious to see how this thing pans out, man. They're going to be on Hard Knocks this year, and this team understands the assignment right now. They know how last season went for them, and we beat the brakes off them last year. So they're looking for some redemption, especially in Ford Field and in their home stadium. They want to get this W, and on top of that. The beginning of a season, week 1 is always a crapshoot. There are teams that are supposed to win and they lose. Teams that are supposed to lose and they win. Like you can't really predict. You can't gauge a season off of week 1. You know what I'm saying? We all remember when the Packers got smacked by the Saints in week 1 last year, and then they go on to win 7 or 8 straight games. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So you can't really judge a team based on that. Every team is 0-0.
Yeah, well, I want to throw one point in on the Lions because someone brings up a good point in the chat. You like Jared Goff?
Not at all.
No, I don't. I think he's trash. But here's what Jared
all.
Goff makes me think of, and it's not good for Eagle fans, so get ready. He makes me think of him and Jimmy G, and I worry that Jalen Hurts falls into this category, right? We talked about this at the beginning of the show or in segment number 2 or whatever it was where we dove deep into Jalen Hurts. If Hurts wins those playoff games, okay, let's say next year is the year that we take the real next step and we get to an NFC championship game. Are Eagle fans going to feel like San Francisco fans with Jimmy G and Ram fans when they had Goff? Remember, those two men led their teams not only to an NFC chip, but to the Super Bowl. They won the NFC with Jimmy G and Jared Goff. So my point is, if Hurts does that for us, but he doesn't win the big dance, is it still not enough? Like, is it still like the front office is sitting there like Les Snead was, or like John Lynch was, and is like, hey, we made it far, but boy, if we had a passing quarterback, we win that game.
I think it depends on how it looks, right?
That's my worry. And that's why I was – someone brought up Jared Goff, and I immediately thought about it, and I had to get it out. But I don't know. I don't know. I think Jared Goff's a stiff. But let's get back to the schedule.
No, I got you. So week 2, Minnesota, how do you think that goes?
I think we lose. I think that's a tough game. I think they come in here. I think they have a new coach. I think they put that – I love Zimmer as a defensive coordinator, but I think he was ancient as a head coach. He wasn't able to adapt, especially when you get a guy like Justin Jefferson. I think that Kevin O'Connell guy, I don't know anything about him. I have no clue whether to tell he's going to be a good NFL head coach. But I do know that he just coached under Sean McVay, and they had a really innovative, smart system with how they distributed the ball. You know, look at Matt Stafford. He came in, and he's a great passer, but like, holy crap, that guy, he really threw for some yards. Well, Kirk Cousins, I kind of see him. I see Kirk Cousins now just like I saw Matt Stafford in Detroit, if that makes sense. They're great passers. They're great throwers of the football. Really, they're really good quarterbacks, but they don't have anywhere near the things around them to get to where they need to go. So you add this new coach. You got your 3,000-plus yard receiver in Justin Jefferson. You got a great back in Dalvin Cook. I don't know how good their offensive line is, so that might be a little bit of a shaky thing for them. I've known they've struggled with their lines, but I really worry about that Vikings game. They're coming into town. I think Jefferson wants to come here and make us hate him even more. I don't know. That's one of those games that I think the Eagles could get caught, and they could lose that game. It's the home opener, though, so I hope not.
Right, and the Eagles, they weren't really the best team at home. They were 3-5 at home last year,
so which is not that good.
Which is unlike them, as a matter of fact. Last year in general was unlike any other year. We were terrible when it comes to the sacks, which is not common for us. We weren't a good home team, which is not common for us. Things just were out of whack. But okay, so far you got this team starting the season 1-1. Okay, now week 3, Washington. Remember, that's a road game, so. How do you have the Eagles winning that game?
I'm not a big Carson guy, dude. I know he's got skills and all. I'm not a huge fan of. Look, this is the theme of the show today, Tone. He doesn't have the other stuff to be a great quarterback. He needs to get that other stuff, and that's something I don't think you can acquire. I think that mental stuff, you either have it or you don't. And I don't know. I think the Eagles should win that game. I worry they drop a dud in Washington and Carson puts up 350 on us and laughs all the way to the bank. But no, I think we win that game. I think we should win that game. I think we're a better team than them. I think we should win that game. I like that. I like starting 2-1. All right, maybe they won't be too mad at me. We're 2-1 right now on my schedule.
Hey, listen, if it means anything, I had to start in 2-1 as well. We just flip flop the Minnesota and the Washington game. Okay. I actually have us beating Minnesota.
You think Carson's going to beat us out of the box?
I do think so. I think it's going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be an ugly game. I don't think it's going to be a shoot. I don't think he's going to just completely gun us down. No, I don't think it's going to be that at all. I just think it's a road game, and I just feel like we're going to split. I think Washington is better than people say, and I just have a feeling we're going to split with Washington this year.
Yeah, the guys on Sports Take have been saying that a lot. Just that they think that Washington has fallen under the radar in this NFC East. They're not great, but they're not bad. They're not a bad football team, and they have a very competent head
coach. They're going to play hard. They're going to play hard. And, I feel like Washington is that kind of team that they can beat anybody on their best day. On their best day. Like, their defense is legit. They have weapons. They got Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin. Sims is coming back.
That Dotson kid, man, I really like him too.
You know what I'm saying? They have a good running back in Antonio Gibson. They have a decent, not great, decent offensive line. So and then now they have a quarterback that mentally doesn't really have the goods, but when he's hot, he's hot. So it's one of those things like I don't want to just completely dismiss them. So I had that as a loss on the road because I just have us beating them at home later on in the season. But let's move on to week 4, Jacksonville. We're at home. We play Doug Peterson, the Dougie Bowl. So how do you think that goes for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Dude, I think we're so much better as a team than them. Mm-hmm. But something inside of me is telling me that Doug is going to come to Philly. He's going to have Howie and Lurie on a silver platter, and he is going to do everything he can to beat this football team with a lowly Jacksonville Jaguars.
That game is circled on his schedule, I'm telling you.
What other way could Doug Peterson stiff Howie harder than that? I mean, dude, I just came onto your turf with my team that has won like 2 games in like 10 years, one of the worst franchises in sports history.
By the way, my statue is outside.
Yeah, exactly. And my statue's out front. I'll see you guys later. Like, I really worry about that with week 4. I think we're a way better team than them, though. Come on. I mean, we should win that game. If we don't win that game, that's going to be a fiery week in media. Tune in to JAKIB that week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So that's a win for you.
Yeah, chalk that up as a win.
Okay, got it. All right, I had that as a win as well. So you and I are pretty much neck and neck. We both have the Eagles starting 3-1.
I think Eagle Faithful has me floundering. I told myself Jacksonville was going to win that game a month ago.
You know what? I changed my mind after that Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, they
have no depth.
Yeah.
You
heard Collinsworth talking about it. He's like, yeah, I know Doug is going to try and turn this thing around, but it's going to take a little bit of time. That is not an organization. Like, you could crap on the Eagles all you want for where we've been, but like when we fired Doug and we hired Nick came into a good organization, a well-run organization. Things were straight. The owner knew what he's doing. The management was on point. Everything worked. Doug just inherited a cesspool down there, so it's gonna take him, I think, a year to get that thing like even close to on the rails or like just in the right direction. Remember, there's a lot more that goes to a football team than just like tossing the ball on the field. He's got to set up his departments, everything. I think Doug is gonna have to like completely rebuild that franchise. Completely.
Yeah, that's a 5-year project for sure.
Daz goes, watch Doug run a Philly special in Philly. Oh, no. If he wins and he does that, Daz, hang it up, dude. We might as well hang it up for the year.
Listen, I'm packing it in.
Yeah, right.
We got about 12 minutes left in the show. Let's try to run through these real quick. So, week 5, Arizona. Is that a win or a loss for you?
I'm not a big Kyler Murray fan. That's a win for me.
Okay. I had that as a loss because we're on the road.
I don't think they're that good. I think they're overrated. I think Cliff Kingsbury's overrated. I think Kyler Murray's overrated.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles win that ball game.
Yeah, I don't even think we lose because of them per se. I just don't think we play well in Arizona. We don't play well in the desert. For some reason, like we haven't.
Something to be said about that.
We haven't been able to win down there.
That kind of stuff needs to go though. Like we can't be having that. Tom Brady doesn't lose games because he doesn't like the desert. We got to cut that. We got to cut that out. If we want to be an elite team, we got to win games we're supposed to win.
I agree. So now this is interesting. You had the Eagles so far starting 4-1.
Whoa!
I have a starting 3-2. So so I don't know what you meant by people are going to be upset with you, but so far
all right. Keep rolling here. Let me get a couple more of these out. Let's see where we fall.
All right. So Dallas, week 6, we're at home. I had that as a win. What do you have that as?
I had that as a loss.
Okay.
And I don't want to.
Okay. So by the bye week, you and I are the same 4-2.
Jalen Hurts is going to have to beat Dallas. This city cares about beating Dallas. He's going to have to beat Dallas. He played terrible in that game last year. I know we only played the first one and we nailed it in on the second game, which I thought was stupid. Yeah. But he's got to be better, man, because I don't know if you remember that game well. I know it was early in the year last year.
I remember it vividly.
I think it was a Monday night game or a Sunday night game. It was a primetime game.
It was prime time.
Yeah, and we got wiped. They wiped us.
We got waxed. It was bad.
We got waxed. So that can't happen. But I think Dallas wins.
Okay, so you have the Eagles starting 4-2. Man, you're on the same. Man, you're on the same
And then we
plane.
go into a bye, right? So if we
Yep,
end
we'll go to
the
the
bye
bye.
4-2, I'll feel pretty good about the Eagles.
I feel really good about the season.
Pretty good.
Absolutely. All right. So week 7 is the bye. Week 8, Pittsburgh. I have that as a win. What about you?
A win. I don't like their quarterback situation. People talk about Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is. I think they would be really pumped to get Jalen Hurts in their room over there. I'm not high on Kenny Pickett. I wasn't in the draft. I just don't think he's going to have the skill that translates. Maybe I'm wrong on him, and I don't think much of Mitch Trubisky either.
Yeah, I think their offensive line sucks. Week 9, Houston on the road. I think that's a win. What do you say?
Yeah, man, I got the Eagles looking pretty good. I have another win here.
The schedule's favorable.
I have another win here. I don't think Houston can beat us
at all.
If Houston beats us, we got a coaching lapse, a player lapse, something. Something went majorly wrong if Houston beats us.
Absolutely. So week 10, Washington at home. I have that as a win. What about you?
I had us winning that first one, right? At home.
Yep. No, but the first one we're at FedEx.
Okay. I had that as a win, though.
Right.
Yeah, I think we sweep them. I think we beat them. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Carson gets any sort of revenge on us.
Got it. Now, week 11, Indianapolis. I had that as a loss. What do you say?
Who was that? Who was the opponents? I was reading the chat.
The Colts. So, Matt Ryan's their quarterback. They have Jonathan Taylor at the running back position. That defense is legit.
Frank Reich-led team. So
Frank Reich. On the road. We're going to Lucas Oil. On the road. I think that's a loss, honestly.
Yeah,
remember, Nick is a Frank disciple.
Dude, I can't be giving us all these wins. We're not going to go 13-3 or 13-4. But part of me wants to say we win that game. I don't really think that highly of the Colts.
Okay.
Where do you rank them in the AFC?
That's a good question. I think they improved at the quarterback position just from a stability perspective. I think all those games that Carson lost, I think Matt Ryan wins those games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point. Matt Ryan cleans up some of that crap that Carson Wentz brought. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that a win or a loss for you?
Let's call it a loss. I think it's a loss. I like Frank Reich. He's been on the JAKIB channel a few times. He's won my heart over. So I'm gonna go Frank Reich for now until Sirianni graces the channel. Come on, Nick.
Right. You know what I mean?
Come on, Nick. Let's go, Nick.
Listen, he's not gracing his channel until this team wins the division. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, you might be right about that.
So, week 12, Green Bay. I have that as a loss. What do you have?
I think that's a loss. I think Aaron Rodgers is just too good.
Right. The last time we played him, we beat him at Lambeau. But that was a different situation.
Was that Jalen Hurts' rookie year?
No, that was Carson Wentz. That wasn't Jalen Hurts' rookie year. No.
Was that the game that Jalen came in, bro, and replaced Wentz? I thought that was
no. We lost that game. We played Green Bay, but we lost.
Right, we lost that game.
The season before we played Green Bay, that was the year we made the playoffs. Carson went out with the concussion in Seattle.
Right. Okay. So last time we played him, we actually lost, but the time before that, we beat him.
Yeah.
I don't think we beat the Packers.
Yeah, neither do I. All right, week 13, Tennessee. I think that's a win.
I think that's a win. I don't like their team. I don't like their quarterback.
I think
I like their coach. I like their head coach. I think Mike Vrabel's a smart guy. I think he's got his team playing, but I don't think their quarterback is good. I actually hate their quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not a Ryan Tannehill fan at all. I do not. I mean, granted, I respect him for revitalizing his career in Tennessee, but I just don't think he's that good.
Daz makes a good point to go back to the Colts. That defense matches up really good versus us. Their linebackers are fast and good, so that's gonna be a tough game. Jalen's gonna have to air the ball out a little bit in that game.
I'm glad he brought that up. Matchups are everything.
Yeah, matchups are big.
Yeah. So week 14, the New York Giants. That's a win.
It's a win.
No need to talk too much about those guys.
I got us sweeping the Giants again this year.
Yeah,
no, we didn't sweep them last year. We lost the game because Jalen dropped the ball. But
I mean, Hurts happened to play his worst game of his career. But week 15, Chicago. I had that as a win. What about you?
Holy crap, man! I got a lot of wins on the schedule. That's a win. I don't think much of them.
Okay. Week 16, Dallas on the road, Christmas Eve. I had that as a loss on Christmas Eve. I had that
I
as a
think Dallas
loss.
sweeps us this year, sadly.
You think so?
Yep. I think they beat us
Wow.
twice. I think we beat Washington and the Giants twice, but I think Dallas beats us.
Wow.
Dude, the only way I think we beat Dallas, and maybe it will happen.
See,
but,
I have a splitting with Dallas.
yeah, but why? Like, what makes you say that? I'm curious because they literally beat the brakes off us last year.
I get that.
And they beat the brakes off us again when we mailed it in. Now, we mailed it in, so it doesn't really matter, but
yeah, I get that.
we're just going to have to compete with Dak.
No,
And
I
know people are like, oh, silly was like, oh, $42 million for Dak. I'd rather have Jalen for 1.5 than Dak for 42. Well, watch Dak spin that ball.
I think Dak's top 10 quarterback.
100%. I do too. I think Dak is good. I think Philly discredits Dak because they dislike Dallas, which is fine. That's going to be Philly, but
yeah, but
I don't know. I don't see us beating them. I really don't. I think they're a good team.
Really quickly, I think we split with them because I think losing Amari Cooper is going to affect them more than they think.
Yeah, he's really good.
Amari Cooper took a lot of pressure off of. Amari Cooper was Dak's safety net, and also Amari Cooper took a lot of pressure off of CeeDee Lamb. Now I believe CeeDee Lamb is going to have a great year this year, but
he's a true one. He's a true one.
Yeah, Michael Gallup is going to be starting the season injured. He might not be back until November or December, something like that, because of the ACL. I think their defense is still good. I think their defense actually.
Well, Kyle Rogers is right here. He puts Dallas roster got worse and Philly got better. Those are facts.
That's a fact.
That's undisputable fact. My real worry there is that I think Dak Prescott is a lot more competent of a quarterback than I think a lot of Philly faithful gives him credit for.
Yeah, and I mean he does well against us, but I think this defense. I think this defense just has gotten like significantly better, man. And like these corners, like I'm expecting a big year from Marcus Epps. I just think this defense got so much better that it's going to be a closer game and it's going to be more within reach. But
I certainly hope so. I despise the Cowboys. I literally hate everything about them. I hate their owner. I hate their coach. I hate them all. I just think Dak Prescott's a really good quarterback. I don't think he's an elite quarterback.
He's good. He's good, though. The Hall of really good.
Sleeps on him. Like I forget what it was. I think it was the Thanksgiving game because I was over at my cousin's house for Thanksgiving last year. And we had the NFL on the TV, obviously, as most households do. And I just remember that one pass I watched of Dak, like falling back, someone pressures in his face, and he just delivers this bullet right in the middle of the field, through two defenders, right to CeeDee Lamb, right in his nook. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was the Buck. I'll be honest. It was the we got a couple.
I don't know if Hurts can do that. That's my biggest thing with Hurts. Like I don't like. Stood in the pocket,
off balance,
coming, lines collapsing, and boom! Like that's talent. That's talent and pinpoint accuracy. Can't take that away from Dak.
Absolutely, man. For me, it was that Buccaneers game. He went blow for blow with Tom Brady at week 1, blow for blow, and they were this close to winning that game. But Tom Brady does Tom Brady things. All right, we got about a minute left in the show. New Orleans and the New York Giants in the season. I have those both as wins. What do you say?
Damn, man. If I put these as 2 wins, what's my record gonna be?
Oh, I'm going to tell you really quickly, so I need to know what they are. Wins or losses? Wins or losses? Talk to me.
I think we win them. I think. Before I give my final answer, let me put that out. I think we're better teams than both of them.
Okay.
But I'm nervous about. Let me see this real quick.
If you give those teams wins, if you give us wins against those teams, that means
Giants is a win. Chalk Giants is up as a win.
That's a win.
But what I'm wondering is the Saints.
They don't have Sean Payton. Remember, Sean Payton is not there.
Sean Payton. Who's their quarterback?
Jameis Winston, who's coming off an ACL tear, who hurt his ankle in camp.
I actually like Jameis a little bit more than others do.
No, I like Jameis too. I think he's
5K yards, yo.
Yeah.
And Bruce Arians didn't run a good offense that year. I know he had 30 picks and 30 touchdowns, but Bruce Arians was like super pass happy and was pretty undisciplined in the way he ran that offense. So I think the Saints might win that in a squeaker.
Okay, so a loss for the Eagles. Okay, so that means you have the Eagles. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means you have the Eagles record at 11-6. Not bad.
All right, that's not bad.
Not
That's
bad.
about what I was thinking.
I had us at 12-5.
Okay.
And where we differed really was that Saints game, and the Minnesota games, and so
Dallas.
in Dallas.
I
think we split with them, yeah. But you guys,
I think Philly's going to have this reaction to a lot of it.
No, I swear to God, like I can't deal. I do not, because I do
in the Super Bowl. If Dallas sweeps us twice, we'll never stop hearing about it from their stupid fan base.
I will never hear the end of it because I do the whole content creation thing, and I will never hear the end of these guys. They are cancer. But you guys, it's been a fun show.
That was a great show. Hey, we're not Mac and Mac, but I think we did a pretty good job of it.
For sure, man. For sure. I would, I really enjoyed it, man. This is the first time you and I have actually really been able to really do this sparring thing, in a public forum live, and I really appreciated it, man. And also shout out to our guy Rick Servitello. He did his best. Just some technical difficulties. He's on the road.
We need some work on Rick before we get his show.
Right, for sure. He's he's on the road, doing his scouting thing, and he tried to come in and pinch hit for us, but nonetheless, it was what it was, and we appreciate him. Shout out to Jody Mack. Shout out to John McMullen. Those guys are always masters of their craft, and most importantly, we appreciate you guys for being patient with us. You guys have been in the live chat, staying extremely active. You guys have actually pushed the numbers to this live chat just as far as it would be if it was John and Jody here. So we really appreciate you guys locking in on Birds 365. We're going to get out of here.
I got one thing to tell the people before we get out of here.
Yes, sir.
If you wanted to hear Johnny Mac today, which I'm sure all of you did, that's fine. I believe me, I don't have an ego. I'm sure you wanted to hear Johnny. Tonight at 7 p.m., our boy Tone and John will be back live on Football 24/7 for the Day 9 training camp Day 9 recap, and those have been really, really good recaps. John gives you everything you need to know and hear from what went on at practice that day, and Tone does a great job at getting them into the conversation. So make sure you tune in tonight at 7 p.m. for that.
Hey, you guys heard it here first. If you want more from John McMullen, that's Football 24/7 tonight at 7 p.m. Also, if you want more from John McMullen, check him out on JAKIBSports.com, where you can read his articles. You can check out any and all things Philadelphia Eagles by way of John McMullen. But that's all we have for you guys today. He's Zander Krause. I'm Tone DeShields II. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys continue to comment and support JAKIB Sports. And I'm going to do my best Jody Mack impression. We'll be back with you guys in 2 and 2.